Hello everyone, welcome back to FPL STAR. Today I will rank few of your draft. So before starting, if you are new in this channel, please subscribe this channel for FPL content throughout the season. Now let's start. I will rank 8 draft today, and the 8th position is FPL pools. And if you look at his defense, I give 8 for his defense because he has got 4-man backline with goalkeeper of Barbruggen, and I think there is rotation risk with his goalkeeper, and his 4.5 million defender I think is good, but it's not quite the aggressive move, so that's why I give him 8 in defense. And in attack I give him 7 because he lacks 1 attacker. He has just 6 attacker. He can even go for 7 attacker. I give him 1 point in defense, but I take 1 point in the attack here for the balance. Now move on to the bench option, and I give his bench 6 points because there is only one bench option who can play. Is Bale is just 4-point defender who can give just 2 points. Now move on to the flexibility, and I don't think his team is flexible because if you look at his forward option, there is 4.5 million forward, and I don't think that he can go for Gabriel Jesus or Watkins if they play very well, or Kane, and even he cannot go for Salah in midfield. So that's not a flexible team, and that's why he got 7 points for flexibility. And strategy, and I don't like his strategy because 4.5 million defend forward, and it's not good because if any forward playing very well, then he cannot go for without taking -4 hit, and the overall point is his 35 out of 50. Now move on to the rank 7 position player and FPL manager, and it's FPL Trent Alexander-Arnold, and I give him his defense 7 points. There is some rotation risk for flaking. If Raya goes to other team, then I think flaking is a good option. But other than his defense look good, but James has a injury concern. He in last season a lot of the time injured, so that's why I give him 7. And I in midfield or forward option I give him 7 because I don't think Ferguson minute is totally nailed. Yes, Ferguson has some rotation risk because of Wilbeck and also Joe Pedro. There are other options that Foden at inside, so has also some rotation risk. So that's why I give him the 7 point in attack. And in bench option I am giving him 8 because his bench looks good. In bench goalkeeper he has Lano, is quite a good option, and also his defense Botman 4.5 and Bale is a good backup, and that's why 8 in the bench. And now move on to the flexibility, and I think his team is not quite flexible because you cannot go for 8 million forward, or I think you cannot go for Salah. That's not a good thing for your team. It's not totally flexible, but it has something flexibility because there is Ferguson though, so you can go for 5 million Morris or other one. That's why he get 7 points for flexibility. And in strategy I give him 7 points because his strategy I think looks good. His most of the money is in the starting 11, also got rotating goalkeeper most probably, and it's a fair strategy, but there is no position for 8 million forward, or also the other thing about that he can bring on Salah or Kevin De Bruyne if you want, and that's why he gets 7 here. And the overall point is 37 for FPL Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now move on to the rank 6 player, and it's FPL Fox, and I give his defense 7 points. His defense looks good, quite good, but one thing about negative is this he has got Reece James, which has got injury concern, I already tell, and that's why he's got 7 points. And in attack he got 8 points. There is one new signing here for Nkunku, and also the other thing about his midfield is Luis Diaz has some injury concern, and as well as I think Luis Diaz is not totally nailed for Liverpool. That's a concerning thing for his team, and that's why he got 8. It's quite a nice point for attack. Now move on to the bench option. I give him 9 because his bench option obviously looks good. Botman means 2 rotating defense, so it's obviously a good one, and 9 point I think is our team. Now move on to his flexibility, and I think his team is not quite flexible. He can go for 8 million forward option or 5.5 million forward option, but he cannot go for Salah, and even his team has not got the Trent Alexander-Arnold, and that's why he got 7 points in defense. If he have Trent Alexander, then he could get 8 points in defense, and also it lacks the flexibility, and that's why he got 7 in also the in flexibility. And in strategy I give him 7 points. because if you look at strategy, and the most concerning thing is that he has not got Alexander-Arnold and he cannot bring him, and he cannot bring Salah. But only thing is improved here is that he can bring on 8 million or 7.5 million forward or midfielder quite easily, and that's why 7 in there, and total mark is 38 out of 50, and he's in the rank 6 position. Now move on to the rank 5 position, and is Ashwin. And if you look at his defense, I will give him 8 points. It's quite a good defense, but only concerning thing is that there is Botman in the starting 11. He's 4.5, and that's why he got 8 points. In midfield option, if you look at his team, is quite good. There is rotation risk for Foden. Other than Madison is a new signing, so it's a concerning thing, but other than it looks good, and 8 for him, his for attack. And in bench option, I will give him 9. He has got Robertson in the bench, which is a quite annoying thing. I think it's surprising one that someone brought Robertson and bench him, but it looks his bench that it's a very good bench, and that's why 9 for his bench. And the flexibility of his team is quite good, but he can move on to Alexander-Arnold. If he can manage 0.5 million, he can obviously upgrade Robertson to Alexander-Arnold. That's an improvement thing of his 11, and also he can feed any 8 million forward option, but only he cannot fit Salah in his team, and that's why the flexibility is 8. And the strategy, I will give him 6, because he bench Robertson, which is not a good idea. You bench a 6.5 million defender, why you brought him? And that's not a totally a good idea, and that's why I give him in the strategy 6 points, and he got 39 points total, and it means he's rank 5. Now move on to the rank 4 position, and it's Milo Fantasy. In defense, I will give him 8. His defense quite looks good. 4-man defense, 1 man extra, and also got Henderson. He has got some risk of that Henderson might not start for Manchester United if Manchester United buy any other goalkeeper, so there is a risk, but it's quite not natural, because he can obviously transfer Henderson out or other player. So 8 for his defense, and in attack I will give him 7 mark, because there is Ben Rama, which I am not totally convinced of. And one more thing is his attack is most important, that he has got Salah, so it's obviously an advantage, but Ben Rama is not good, and also he's a good option, I think. That's why overall 7 points in attack. And bench option, I will give him 7. He has also got just 1 bench option, Bale, and that's why I think 7 points for his bench. If you look at his team flexibility, it's a flexible team. He has got Alexander-Arnold, he can buy for any defender, any midfielder. He has got Salah and obviously Erling Haaland, so it's a flexible team, and that's why he got 10 points, and his captaincy also in the right place, Haaland, and obviously everyone captain Haaland, and vice captain is Isak is obviously good. And his strategy, I think I give him 8 points, because he used a lot of money in the starting 11, and he has got Salah. It's a good strategy. It's a different strategy from other 4, but it's a good strategy if he can manage all the player. And the total overall point for his team is 40, and he is now ranked 4, and he has got 0.5 million in the bank. Now move on to the rank 3, and it's FPL Valeria, and I will give his defense 10 out of 10, because he has got Arsenal asset, Manchester United asset, Liverpool asset, and obviously Brighton asset, so it's a packed defense, and 10 out of 10 defense. But I will give his attack 8 points, because he doesn't have Salah in his team. It's obviously a negative thing, but his attack obviously looks good. There is some thing that I am not totally convinced that Mitrovic is a good option or not, but other than his attack looks good, it's a 8 million I think worthy of it. Now move on to the bench option, and I will give him bench 9th option, because he benched Bailey, 5.5 million midfielder, and also Botman by quite a good bench, and it's obviously worthy of 9 points. And the flexibility his team is I think 8, because he cannot obviously buy Salah there. It's obviously a negative thing, and other than he can buy any player he want, and that's why he got 8 points here. And in strategy I will give him 6, because he benched a 5.5 million midfielder, which is not good for an FPL team. Why you going for a 5.5 million midfielder and you bench him? I think it's not an overall good one, so I am not totally with these strategies. So that's why I give him that strategy for 6, because he put a lot of money in the bench. And the overall point is 41. It's quite a good point, but he's now in the rank 3 position and he used his all 100 million team value. Now move on to the number 2, and it's a rank 2 player, Christo, and I give his defense 10 out of 10. Manchester City Ederson is a troll for FPL last season, but still he's a good option. Luke Shaw, Stupinian, Alexander, all good, 10 out of 10. And in attack, there is concern about Sterling, that Chelsea I am not totally convinced of, but other than his midfielder forward option looks good, and he has not got Salah or Kevin De Bruyne. That's a negative thing, but still he has also not got Harry Kane, and it's obviously a negative thing, and that's why he got 8 points in attack. And in bench option I am giving him 7 points, because if you look at his bench option, 4 million defender might play, but it's not ideal, and that's why he got 7 points in bench option. And in flexibility I am giving 8. He obviously, like other manager, cannot brought Salah or Harry Kane or other player, and that's why he got 8 here. And in strategy I give him 9 points, because he used a lot of money in the starting 11, but he used a premium goalkeeper, which is a negative thing. Other than he will get 10, but now he's gotten 9 because of the Ederson. Now move on to his total overall point is 42, and it means he is the rank 2. Now move on to the rank 1 player, and it's FPL Scott, and I think he is the most perfect team of this 8. And if you look at his defense, I will give him 8, because there is some rotation risk for Chilwell. It's a negative thing for his team, but other than his defense looks good. In midfield option, he has got Nkunku, is a new signing, and I am not totally convinced of Nkunku, so 8 points for attack. And in bench option he will get 10, because he has got a benching goalkeeper. I think he will rotate his goalkeeper, and also a 4.5 million defender and 4 million defender in the bench who can play. Obviously covered all the attacker if anyone didn't play, so it's a obviously nice one in the bench, and I give him 10 out of 10 in bench. And the flexibility of team is got 8 points. He cannot bribe Salah or Harry Kane, and that's a negative thing, and that's why he got 8 here. And his strategy, I think he used a lot of money in the starting 11, and in goal he doesn't have Ederson. That's a positive thing, and also he got good bench also, so it's a nice strategy. I give him 9. If he can fit another premium option, which is quite hard to fit, I think he will get 10 there. And the overall point for him is 43, and I think that's a very good point. And that's all. Everyone has a different opinion, so what is best in my point of view may or may not be the best. So FPL draft is unique in its own way, so everyone draft is obviously unique, so there might be a thing you should concern. And thank you everyone for watching on YouTube, and especially those who give me their FPL draft. If anyone want to review or rank your FPL team, give a picture of your draft to Twitter, and I will rank your draft in next episode. So that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please like this video, and if you are new in this channel, obviously subscribe this channel for FPL content.